Hey y'all, welcome back to another video with Life with Chessie for the Bold and Beautiful May 12, 2025. Okay, so basically today's episode was just last Friday's episode that they didn't air. I think people said that it didn't air because of something about the Pope, the new Pope or something like that. I don't know, y'all. But this was just a continuation of Thursday's episode where Hope and Steffi still talking about Liam being sick. Hope was saying to Steffi how she believes that they should fight. They should bring in specialists, bring in somebody to help save Liam. I still don't know. I still haven't heard anything about whether or not Scott is gonna get ready to lead the show or not. But yeah, on today's episode, that's all they was talking about. Steffi was telling Hope about everything that's going on, and Hope ended up thanking Steffi for telling her about Liam. I think Steffi ended up reminding her that Liam doesn't know, so I don't know how long Hope gonna play along. I don't know if she gonna end up telling him that she knows or what. But she keep crying. She kept crying and stuff. I was like, he gonna know. He definitely gonna know. But then Steffi end up saying what I told y'all. They be saying they'll sit up here, they'll be arguing and stuff like that. Then they'll be like, we want to be happy with family. What she said? Steffi said they gonna get through it as a family. And I said, exactly. I told y'all. What was it, Thursday? I just said that Thursday. But yeah, I think that was the last thing that happened with their scene. With Bill and Liam, he did not tell him that he was dying. He didn't tell him. So now I'm wondering, like, is he actually gonna die then? I think they did say Bill told him. Bill said something that he been texting him or something like that. Because y'all know I've been studying saying so he ain't reached out. They had this big argument and stuff like that. Nothing has happened. But Liam clarified that part about how Bill has been texting him. But they still ain't mentioned the doggone blood on the doggone floor or the ground or anything like that. Well, yeah, they still didn't mention that, so that was kind of disappointing. I knew they wouldn't because look how much time has passed. Look how much time has passed. But yeah, Bill and Liam were just meeting up with there. Bill ends up telling Liam he hates the way they ended things. So Bill ends up apologizing to Liam. That's when Liam was saying he got all Bill's text messages and stuff like that. They talked about the situation. And Liam was like, I had to tell you something. Then here comes Sheila. I said, Sheila, going on now. I said, going on, Sheila. They always got to show it when they finna get ready to reveal something. What she said? I said, Sheila, going about your business now, right? I just agreed with myself. That's it, right? Well, yeah, I had wrote down, I said, Sheila, gone about your business. But Sheila sat down with them, with Bill and Liam. She ends up thanking Bill for helping Luna or whatever. And she just kept going on and on, talking about she's not the same person. And you saw that in her. I like, girl, get up and go. I said, get up and go, girl. But then by the time she left, he didn't tell him nothing. I said, dog, I wanted to see how he react. But they did have a little emotional moment where they both were saying how much they could love each other and how much they mean to each other and stuff. So they worked that out. But Leon had said he didn't want to talk about Bill's decision to, get Luna a partner or whatever. He wanted to talk about something else, but he just told him that he's the man he is today. They be lying. They be lying. He told us, I'm the man I am today because of you and all this other stuff. Then Bill over here talking about, so I'm the dad I am today because of you. I said, you ain't worth for doing. What you talking about? But no. What else? Bill tells Leon he loved him. Um, yeah, that's what happened with them. Fan and Luna. I knew Stephanie was gonna catch him. I knew she was gonna walk up in there and catch him. She should have been gone. He always got to sit up here and talk to these folks, and he be proving them right. But yeah, they was having a conversation. He was telling her how she can't be there. Um, he said it's not okay for her to be there or whatever. Then she kept on talking about the same thing. I'm not that same person. You're my father. Like, I understand why Stephanie wouldn't forgive me, but because you're my father, I'm hoping for some type of forgiveness. And the way he talk, he keep mentioning how how do I say it? He keeps saying it in a way the same thing he used to do with Sheila. How he'll say my wife did so my wife that. He don't be like, okay, I don't want nothing to do with you at all. At all, get up out of here or something. He'd be like, I never do anything to jeopardize my relationship. My wife is the most important thing, most important. Lord have mercy, most important person to me and all this other stuff. She means the world to me. Meanwhile, you still having a doggone conversation. You ain't gotta have no conversation. Go open the door for her and let her get out. But then Stephanie walked in. What's going on here? But yeah, that whole scene was about her trying to get Finn to see that the only reason why he doesn't have anything or want anything to do with her is because of Steph. I mean, she ain't lie though. She definitely didn't. I said the same thing about Sheila because he done brought. Remember that episode, y'all, where He brought Sheila into the house. And Stephanie was shocked, and she was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, she my birth mom, and you my wife, or whatever." Y'all remember that episode, don't y'all? I was like, he never learned. He definitely don't. But I think that Stephanie walked in at the part where he was telling her that she'll never be a part of their life and stuff like that. But yeah, by the end of the day, saying that's when Stephanie walked in and asked what's going on. She was so upset. She was so upset. Hope and Liam, I'm missing somebody, I think. Hope and Liam, he ends up coming because she texted him because she wanted to talk to him. When he came, she was like crying and stuff. Um, but yeah, he broke down. They was talking about Beth, and he was talking about how different his girls are and how he loved them. He just keep talking like he finna die or he's sick or you just know something's wrong. Even with Bill, he was like, "Life is too short for this. Life is too short for that," or whatever. But yeah, Hope was saying how. What did she say? I know they showed a preview for this week's episode where she telling him that they belong together. They spent too much time apart. I said, "Girl, they spent too much time apart." And then Carter on the outside. I said, "They always leave that door open. That door wasn't open. That door was not open unless he opened it himself." But yeah, she's supposed to be telling him they already spent too much time apart, that she belongs with him and vice versa or whatever. And Carter's supposed to be looking so disappointed. And that's when Daphne gonna be trying to get him once again. She don't give up. She don't give up. But yeah, Hope ends up apologizing to Liam, saying she took him for granted. She took their love for granted and stuff like that. And that's why she's supposed to be telling him that, they spend too much time apart as it is. So I was like, what, she want to get married again? What's she talking about? I said, well, what if he ain't done though? What if they made a mistake? What if they made a mistake? But yeah, I think that's all. That's pretty much all that happened. Steffi and Hope still talking about the fact that he's dying. He had a conversation with Bill, but he didn't tell that he was dying. They didn't address the fact that he had blood on the carpet and stuff. Well, I think he do have people for that though, to clean up stuff. So maybe he didn't see it for a reason. What else? Luna hasn't given up. She keeps talking about how she changed and all this other stuff. She know doggone well. But she was saying how she wants forgiveness. Liam tells Bill how he appreciates him, how life is short. I already said Hope thanks Steffi for telling her, that Liam's sick and he dying or whatever. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Sheila had left by time I think they cut the scene. They went to ads or something like that. Cause the last thing I seen with Sheila was she was thanking Bill for helping her granddaughter, for helping Luna or whatever. And then that was it. I think that was it. That's everything, y'all. Yeah, I think Taylor's supposed to find out this week because they said something about Taylor and Steffi. Something about Liam. Something about Liam. No, let me take that back. It said Finn and Taylor tell Steffi she did the right thing by telling Hope what's going on with Liam. So she's supposed to find out this week, y'all. I said, look, everybody might as well go and find out. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, do some tag the rest of the day. I'm about to say, in a great weekend. Have a great rest of the day and be safe.